Hi, my name is Laurie. Welcome to AFTV Matchday Live, the Starting 11 show. We've got a special panel lined up for you today. Let's start with my man at the far end to my left. Shorts in the house.
Yeah. Nice to be back, guys. Pleasure to be on the sofa.
To my immediate left, Charlene needs no introduction. She's in the house. And to my right, what can I say about my boy here? Frank's in the house.
Frank, let's go.
Come on, guys.
Come on.
How are you all feeling today? Let's start with Shorts.
It's one of them ones, Laurie, man. We've been seeing what's going on recently, and it's just, I feel like we need this game, man. We need every game, innit? So every game that's coming up has to be a win, but I feel like seeing how City's been moving, I mean, it's crazy, innit? Crazy. It's mad what they done to Bayern. It's just, there's a lot going on, so I'm just trying to stay focused on Arsenal, not watch what's going on. But I feel like, yeah, today's a must win. I hope the boys go out there and just do us proud, man. We need them to do it today.
Absolutely. I should just say, I mean, I'm sure you all know it. West Ham versus Arsenal, London derby, Arsenal away today. We need the 3 points. We've got to go for it.
Yeah.
Losing is not an option. We've got to win. Charlie, now, what's your vibes for today?
Do you know what? I can't lie, I'm feeling a little bit nervous. I think now that it's getting closer to the season ending and us knowing, right, we just need to be going out and winning every single game. You know, the nerves are starting to kick in slowly. But however, I've still got a lot of faith and belief in this team with everything that we've been doing so far this season. Has just been amazing. West Ham are obviously, you know, not in the greatest place at the moment. I feel like it is a good time to go and play them. We did manage to get a 3-1 win against them at the Emirates. For today's game, I'm feeling confident that, yeah, we should get the W today. 3 points incoming.
Yeah, we do normally match up well against West Ham, I must say. Although, you know, as you said, Charlene, West Ham not in the best place right now, especially in the league. They need the points as badly as we do, to be honest. But it's going to be a good game. Frank, I know I spoke to you before and you were confident. Are you still exuding that confidence? Bro?
Absolutely. I've been exuding this confidence for the entirety of the season. We've been on fire. Do you know what? I love a game against West Ham. It's a very sentimental game to me. This was actually this was the first Arsenal game I ever went to see.
Oh, wow.
At the Bowling Ground, 6th of October 2012. We won that game 3-1 as well. Theo Walcott, Olivier Giroud and Santi Cazorla with the goals. So I love a game against West Ham.
Yeah. Sentiment indeed, yeah. And of course, you used to live around that area, didn't you?
No, yeah, I'm a Dagenham boy, so a lot of my family are West Ham, so it's going to be entertaining, to say the least, when we get the W.
So where do you see the major threats from West Ham coming today, Shorts?
I just feel like all around, man. I feel like us, we know, innit, West Ham is obviously fighting and they're going to need the points today. So I feel like everyone's just going to have that heart and desire. I can't sort of figure out a key point what's going to come against this Arsenal team, because you get me, I'm with the boys always. But I feel like West Ham, just individually, all of them are going to come out and play today. Obviously, it's going to be nice to see Rice as well. Because, I want Rice in the summer.
A little scouting mission today.
A couple might need to whisper to him today and make him kind of know himself and say, get over it.
Although on the flip side of that, you'll be really motivated today to show Arsenal just how good a player he is.
Exactly. So that's kind of what I'm interested in today to see. But I think all the players, to be honest, all of them want to come out and show their heart today. But
I think they've got a few injury concerns. I know Paqueta
is injured,
Ain't he back?
was out as well.
Yeah, he's maxed out.
Yeah, so,
Wasn't we trying to get Paqueta at a time?
Yeah, actually, we were linked with him.
It was just before he signed for them, I think it was, when he was at Lyon.
And of course, they had the game in midweek against Ghent, which that wasn't an easy game for them. They got a draw in the end, but that would have taken quite a bit out of them on a Thursday. So it could be catching them at a good time, Charlene. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've obviously got that advantage, the fact that we've, had a whole week to rest our players, and they obviously had that midweek game, which they now need to sort of bounce back from. And then, they've got another fixture coming up during the week as well. Also, as well, they've only had that one defeat this year at their home ground, which was that 5-1 smacking that they got from Newcastle. So, today will be the second one.
Yeah, they did get smoked by Brighton as well, but that was away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, on occasion, they will concede a couple of goals, which is in our favour. I'm just looking at their most recent form. It's a bit in and out, you know what I mean? I mean, they had a good win against Fulham, but then, like we said, they got smoked by Newcastle. They beat Southampton, drew with Villa. Now, that draw against Villa, in retrospect, Frank, that's quite a good result, given what Villa are doing at the moment.
Absolutely. Villa and, Unai Emery's doing a great job at Villa. They were, I think they were fighting relegation last season, last couple of seasons. And the work that Unai Emery's done with them has just been amazing. And I think they're fighting for top 4 as it stands. I think they're only 6 points off the top.
I watched them yesterday against Newcastle, and they were very impressive, I've got to say.
What was
shout
that
out
score?
to Unai Emery.
3-0 was it?
Did they beat Newcastle?
Could have been more.
Didn't they? Yeah, yeah.
Could have been more.
Unai, you know.
Yeah, Unai's doing his thing.
It was a good evening yesterday.
And let's not forget when we played them, man. You know what I mean?
They had us on the ropes for a period of time, but you know, like I said, we're always confident. We're a great team. We got it done.
But I'm kind of pleased to see Villa I know we're going a little bit off topic. I'm kind of glad to see Villa doing well under Emery, because I'm one of those. I always rated him as a manager.
So did I.
Didn't quite work out for him at Arsenal.
Yeah.
But as we know in football, just because he didn't work out for you at one club doesn't mean to say you're not good at your job. It's just one of those things. It didn't quite work out for him. He moved on. We moved on. It is what it is.
Shushed us down with Villarreal as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got PTSD from that game. Willian centre forward. Oh, painful.
So we spoke about West Ham's form. Let's look at our form in the last 5 games. 3-2 against Bournemouth. Again, in retrospect, that's looking good. Beat Fulham 3-0. 4-1 against Palace. 4-1 against Leeds. And of course, a draw last week. So that form is looking kind of good right now, man.
Yeah.
What are you saying, Charlie?
Yeah, I mean, it's looking really good. Obviously, last week as well, the way we started that game against Liverpool, it was looking promising, like we were going to obtain all 3 points. However, we did manage to walk away with a crucial 1 point. But the thing is now, that gap is getting a bit closer, because right now we're 3 points ahead of Man City, both playing the same amount of games. Obviously, if we get the win today, that puts us 6 points clear. However, we have still played 1 game more than City. So it's important that we do stay focused. We still continue, you know, on a good winning run all the way to the end of the season. It's just absolutely crucial that we just keep winning all of our games now. I've seen that Nketiah is back as well, which is great. He managed to get, managed to get a go when we played West Ham as well at our ground. So, you know, if he comes on.
Okay, listen, people, thanks for watching. I just want to say this watch-along is powered by NordVPN. Be invincible with the AFTV special with 4 months free on a 2-year plan. There is a 30-day money-back guarantee. Please use the code AFTV at the checkout or click the link below to visit nordvpn.com/AFTV for the AFTV special.
Somewhere in London and it's looking pretty red. Lee Judges is attempting to score some new content. He's got to get past a hacker, malware and password attacks. Lee takes off. But look, the hacker sends password attacks towards Lee. He's dispossessed of all his passwords and data. He goes again, but he's hacked to the ground. Look at Lee's in pain and they're mocking him. Wait, he's got a last minute transfer deal. He's got NordVPN on his team now. I mean, is that even legal? Oh, that's next generation encryption, absolutely blinding the opposition. And the fastest VPN on the planet flies past password attacks, takes down the ball and scores! That's fresh content on your favourite streaming services. You're protected on multiple devices, back of the net. Just change your location in the app. Go to nordvpn.com/AFTV now.
Right, so Frank, looking at that West Ham team, I did ask the other guys, is there any players there that you particularly got your eye on?
Well, I think
spoke about Declan Rice.
Yeah, no, do you know what? I'd agree. There's nothing about this West Ham team that scares me at the moment. You know, they're fight. I mean, I suppose they're.
I must say, I like your confidence.
Listen. I've got good reason to be confident at the moment. We're an absolute fire. How many games we lost in the Premier League this season? 3. We've normally lost 3 by Christmas. So to be in this position with 8 games to go, I'm full of confidence. So the only real threat for me, I think, is going to be Declan Rice. Obviously, we're on a bit of a scouting mission today, so I'm hoping that he can put in a good performance himself. But I'm still confident of at least a 2-0 win.
I like the sound of that.
So what about the game last week, Liverpool? Some people saying it was 2 points dropped. We went 2-0 up. Liverpool came back 2-2, had us hanging on the ropes a little bit in that second half at times. Sure, do you think that... What was your assessment of that game?
See how Frank said he got PTSD? I'm just saying this, Frank, bro. With them moments last when we played against them, it was just, I feel like Shah said, the first half an hour was beautiful football. I feel like we can all vouch and say like this is the Arsenal that we wanted to see, and to go to Anfield and do that performance in the first half an hour as well. But like I was saying before, man, I'm missing Saliba. But I did say, I'm a type of person where it's like this. I was laughing and joking about it with Sesko in Turkish, but it's like, if Holding comes in and does a job, you get me, like Roberto Holdini comes in, then I'm not going to lie, bro. He's going to go down as a legend if he does his thing for these next couple of games. So, but it's just one of those ones, man. When we did have Saliba, I just feel like we haven't lost. I think we haven't lost with that starting 11 with Saliba in it. So for me, I feel like that is a bit of a loss, but I'm trying to just trust the process and trust Holdini there at the back. I see him doing a couple of things in that Liverpool game as well. He wasn't dead. So it's I feel like we could have done better. I feel like we could have holded it off. I'm still getting PTSD from the Zinchenko moment. That was crazy. And the Gabriel at the end, because it would have been straight Brazil. It would have went through the whole, everything would have just lined up, but it didn't. So, but you know what, we'll take the point. I feel like you said, Laurie, it was 2 points lost.
So you think it was 2 points?
I feel so, man. I feel if we went in that game and won it, we would be talking very different right now. Right now, it's more crunch time now. It's more like going to be to the wire. But we're still confident. I mean, like I said, Holdini's just got to do his thing for me, man. And when we're going to come across, like you said, bro, hopefully Saliba will be back for City because, boy, we all know what that game's going to be like. But 100%. Today, I'm confident we'll go out there and do a job today, man. But after that Liverpool, man, it was just PTSD galore, man. I've been thinking about even the Martinelli pass at the end, bro. That's been, see in my head, I've just been thinking, bro, come on, man, star boy. Like,
in another reality, it would have been perfect.
That would have been it. That would have gone with what we've been doing. Reece Nelson's, the little last seconds. Like, if that happened, oh my gosh.
You're right in saying that despite us being under a lot of pressure, we could have won it right at the end there with that Martinelli break. If that pass had been a little bit more accurate.
I guess he was tired, man. It looked like one of them games, man. Mentally drained, emotionally drained. You know how the fans was probably on him. Like.
Hey, listen, after that game, I said in my fan cam, I was emotionally drained.
Because us ourselves as fans. So imagine what they're at Anfield, bro.
I was actually the victim of the clip.
Yeah.
You jinxed it, didn't you?
I said,
it's done. I remember when it was like, it's done.
When I say these things, man, at the time, that's how I felt.
You believe it, yeah.
So when I said that was no cap. At that time,
it felt like it, because the way we was moving, it was mad.
I was like,
you thought, done. Yeah.
I couldn't see Liverpool getting back in it. But to be fair, they did. Charlene, what do you think of that game? Was that 2 points dropped, or in the end, was it a point gain? Would you take the point?
Do you know what? I'll take the point with the way it ended. Initially, with the way it started, we was by far the much better team. It looked like we had a 2-goal lead, and it looked like we was going to score many more goals. Obviously, the game sort of turned, and Anfield's always a tough place for us. So I guess I've got mixed emotions about it, if I'm completely honest, because one part of me is like, look, man, we should have got them 3 points. The other side is like, well, it is Anfield, you know, it is a tough battle, but we still managed to get a point because we could have left with nothing. Let's be real, with the way the game sort of panned out in the end, we could have left with absolutely nothing. So I guess a point is sort of a fair result. And Ramsdale, he was forced to make some crucial saves. Do you know what I mean?
Rambo, man.
And I guarantee you, Gareth Southgate will still not start him for England.
I don't understand that. I don't understand it.
He is the best English goalkeeper. But I ain't complaining because obviously, you know, we don't want to put our players at more risk of getting injuries or something playing internationally.
No, he needs to be called up.
That's the positive that I could take from it. But I don't care what anyone says. Ramsdale is the best goalkeeper.
It's like
do you know what
gravy.
I mean?
It's
Exactly.
different. It's just different.
He is on
you don't really have English keepers
level.
that's going to be eating ackee and saltfish. You get me, bro? Dumplings and that. So that's why all of that, when he's getting deflected and he's still saving it, that's the ackee and saltfish. It's the extras. He's just got that gravy.
Let me bring Frank in. Same question to you then. I asked the other guys last week. Big game.
Do you know what?
Liverpool. Was that a point gained or 2 points dropped?
I think it's a bit of both. Obviously, it's 2 points dropped in the sense that we came from a winning position and only got a point from the game. But regardless of that, any season, no matter how good or bad we're doing, to go and get a point at Anfield, we've infamously been losing 4 or 5-0 in the past few years. I think it was a great point. And me and James were on the fan zone after the game, and everyone in the chat, in the comment section, was a bit negative about the result. But I don't see any issues. Obviously, it's
I'm with you on
the
that.
situation in which it happened wasn't great at all. But a point at Anfield, no team in the world is going to complain about that.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you on
I
that.
hear you
I'm
on
with
that.
you on that.
Definitely hear you on
Despite me saying what I said and getting cooked and all the rest of it. At the end of the
Yeah, you done it.
It was.
None of that today, bro. It's never done until the whistle's done.
No, but you are right, Frank. Listen, Liverpool, we all know, man, it can be a cauldron. Go there, get a point. That is not a bad result. We were under a lot of pressure. We came through it, showed a lot of heart, showed a lot of guts. Credit to the guys. We go again this week. And listen, man, Liverpool, you saw what they did to United there. You know what I mean? So
That's true,
I've got the sudden urge for some 7-Up.
Yeah, they, you know what I mean? They can really get it popping at Anfield.
Anfield's not a joke, man. Everyone says it, like all the you ask top players, they'll all say Anfield, like it's not a joke. So if they're all saying it, it's clear to see that there's something in that atmosphere, like just the way how their fans hold them down, and to hold down a team like that, when you're in like a battle with a team like Arsenal, it's funny because we look back to the moments of like that Xhaka moment or the moment before that with Klopp and Arteta, and it's like, if you switch that round at Anfield, you don't want to turn that into a battle because they're going to have the upper hand with the fans, you get it? So it's just one of those places where I feel like a lot of players fear, and maybe we look at it, I don't think none of the players was nervous, but I think maybe like going to a place like that, we played good, like we said, we played good for the whole first half, man, and that's
It's
what
interesting you referenced the Xhaka point there, because a lot of people, myself included, felt that maybe that might not have been the momentum,
not the whole thing,
but there was definitely
a shift after that.
Yeah,
definitely.
a little bit of a shift after that.
I think
it's noticeable that within a minute of that happening, Liverpool
Things
scored.
changed,
And
yeah,
once
straight
Liverpool
away,
scored,
man.
I think it was a different game.
Whole different game, yeah.
There was definitely something to be. Not that I'm blaming Xhaka.
No. These moments happen.
Incidental.
And it's, yeah.
But although it was incidental, to me, it was also instrumental. That's
100%.
But that was that.
It's done now.
That's done now.
Exactly.
Moving on to today's We shouldn't overlook this.
Can I just add as well, one thing that I'm really proud of about this team, you know, even when results don't go the way that we want them to or intend for them to, we do show that winning and that fighting mentality, and we are able to bounce back, we are able to retaliate and get a positive result. So, you know, whatever happened last week, I don't think that's going to be on the players' mind. I think today is a brand new game. We're now preparing for today's game. Whatever's happened. We can't change that.
Exactly.
And I feel like the players and Arteta will be focused on, all right, what are we going to do today? And we're going to go out on that pitch today and show everyone what we're about.
You're gassing me up. That's the energy. You're gassing me up still.
That's one thing I love about Charlotte.
Yeah, she's always, brings it back to,
a certain
Arsenal.
Energy, a certain positivity. You might get that call one day from Mikel Arteta.
Exactly.
Trust me, let's
Before they
get
go
Shaw
out.
in the dressing room.
Giving the motivational speaking.
So let's look a little bit towards the team that we think might go out today to take on West Ham. As we said, big game, massive game. All these games are cup finals. Now, last week we had Ramsdale in goal, back four, Zinchenko, Gabriel, Holding, White in the midfield, Xhaka, Partey, Odegaard up top. On the left, Martinelli, Jesus through the middle, and Saka. Very simple question. Do you see any changes to that starting 11?
I don't think Arteta is going to make any changes. I feel like when he got his mindset on one thing, Arteta is just going to run with it. But there was obviously things that I think could personally be changed, but I don't think he's going to take that risk. I don't think he's going to move
put you on the spot.
Zinchenko.
What do you see as the changes that could be made?
He could put Zinchenko in the middle, man. I feel like he could flow in the middle. I feel like Ben White, I don't want to take Ben White at right back though. That's the only thing. That is the only thing.
To be honest, I don't think we can, because apart from Ben White, who else have we got at right back? I think we've got Will Waters, but you know, he's 18 years old.
That's the thing as well. Again, no, you're right. There's no one to to fill that gap. So it is a bit weird, but I feel like Zinchenko could slot into that middle a bit. Just like from last week, I feel like KT could have came on and then Zinny could have just kind of slotted in the middle a bit. But I don't think
I'm
that
glad
change
you
is
raised
going to be...
that, Tierney, because that is an ongoing debate. Now, there's quite a few people, myself included, that think that Tierney, especially when you go away and you may have to defend a bit more,
100%.
Tierney might be a better option.
And
we know that Tierney's quality.
100%.
There's also rumours that he's not happy that he's not getting much game time, which
I could understand that.
100%. And we want to keep him. So
Zinny does do a mad job back there. Don't get it twisted. Zinny's heat map every game.
No, they're both quality. They're both
it's hot. Don't know how
everywhere.
he's not smoking. His head's not smoking because he's everywhere. But I mean, sometimes it's like games like this where you have to kind of I don't know. I know Arteta, and to be honest, it's funny to say now looking back here, but the process, I'm so happy that he said that. Because just in normal life, you get it, like sometimes you just have to have patience and trust the process. But to the point, I feel like now it's like sometimes in moments like this where we have like little slight injuries, where maybe that little change could just bring that boost, but you don't really want to change it because what you've had in mind is doing so well. So it's a tricky one. But I think he's going to stick to what he went out with last week.
Frank?
You know what? I wouldn't change much, but I agree with the point that I think Kieran Tierney should be starting this game. He's been brilliant when he's been on during the season. It's just unfortunate for him, at least, not for us, that's for sure. That Zinchenko has been brilliant pretty much all season, and I think it's a situation where we play Tierney in this match. We then play Zinchenko in the Southampton game, and I think this might be a little bit controversial. I would actually start Kieran Tierney for the City game. The reason being is, Zinchenko's quite an emotional player. He was in tears after the nutmeg last week and stuff like that. Yeah. I know the City players know how to get into his head. There was that clip after the game. They were slapping him up and he was getting a little bit annoyed. So I wouldn't take that risk and let it become an emotional game. I'd actually start Kieran Tierney for the City game. But for this game, I think you also have to go with Kieran Tierney. Have Zinchenko for Southampton.
Charlie, you got any thoughts on that?
For me, I would just keep the same starting 11 as last week. I can't really see Mikel Arteta making any changes unless he's forced to. And for me personally as well, I like the way, certain players link up with each other. It's about having that sort of relationship. Obviously you want it, that chemistry. Obviously you want that throughout the whole team in case a player needs to step in. But unless we need to change it, let's just keep it the same, because we've also seen, when we make that change of taking Saka out and putting Trossard there, yes, we know Trossard's a good quality player who can, get assists, he can get goals, he does a good job. But him and Ben White don't link up as well as Saka and White. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's almost as if Ben White knows where Saka is, what he's going to do. And I feel like we get so much more from the team, when them two are there. So that's just a prime example. So for me, just keep that same starting 11.
You kind of segued nicely into what I was going to say. Because the other talking point that
as well,
we always have on these starting 11 shows, what it always seems to be, is that up top there. Trossard, who we go with up front. Listen, for me, Jesus is the man.
Jesus.
But, there's a school of thought that says that Trossard should get some work. Frank, what do you think?
Yeah, do you know what? I wouldn't change the front three for this game. I think any rotation that's going to take place, apart from the Tierney point that I made earlier, is going to be in that Southampton game. I think you need to go as strong as possible in this game, and that for me would be Gabriel Jesus up top, Gabriel Martinelli on the left, and obviously the star boy, Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side. But then I could see the rotation happening for the Southampton game. I think you're looking at a Trossard start there. I think you're potentially looking at Eddie Nketiah start there as well, just to keep everyone fit for the Manchester City game. But for this one, I think you go with the strongest front three, 100%.
Let's talk about Eddie for a minute, because it's heavily rumoured that, we know he's been back in training, and it's heavily rumoured that he might get a place on the subs bench today. How do you feel about that? Let's go with Shorts.
It's nice to see, man, because you see Eddie, the thing with Eddie, I've always kind of respected his passion and respected the fact that he's had that patience and perseverance. And for where he was at a young age with the England squad and all the accolades and accomplishments he's had doing that, it's clear to see that there's something in that player, man. There's something in him. And I feel like Arteta obviously sees something why he trusts him, why he's giving him that number 14 on his back, because that's a serious thing. So I've always wanted him to fulfill his potential. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like it's hard to do that within a time like this when we're fighting for the title and we're that Arsenal where we have to be winning every single game. And when Eddie comes in, he does a job.
Yeah, man. He don't let nobody down. But there is, let's be honest, some people say there is a bit of a drop-off between Eddie and Jesus.
Obviously there is. That's Brazil. Come on, my guy. There's no comparison, really. Yeah. It's a total different player. But he might not have the flair, he might not have that little bit, but when we're watching him, you could always see that he's hungry. He's always trying to grab a goal. He's always trying to nick it. He's always there sort of in the right place at the right time. So you got to give him his credit where his credit's due. I'd like to see more of him, but I feel like at a time like this, we just got to go with Jesus, man. He's going to be able to do the link up like Charlene was saying. He's got that chemistry with Martinelli. You can see the difference. It's just like, the man are obrigado, tudo bem.
You've been stuck.
Yeah, you remember, but you see the Trossard point though, I'm not going to lie, I would have liked to see Trossard a bit earlier for Saka. Saka's star boy, there ain't no swapping star boy. Strength, I don't even know where he gets his strength from. His thing's just different.
The gym.
But it's like, I feel like that sub could have been made earlier.
He did look like he was struggling a little bit.
Yeah, he did look like he's... But bro, you got to think, he might be knackered. Like, he's just going through it constantly. And I get it. But I feel like that Trossard sub could have been made a bit earlier. Where Trossard is versatile like that and he can play on the right. Bro, look how much assists he's got, man. Trossard's thing is very, very different. So yeah, definitely against Liverpool as well. I would have liked to have seen him a bit earlier, but it is what it is. We move, innit?
Frank, are you happy to see Eddie back? And my supplementary to that is, do you think he can come on in games like this and make an impact?
So I am happy to see Eddie back. I've got a lot of respect for Eddie Nketiah because he came out and said what he said last season about getting more time and more minutes. And after he said that, it was a case of put up or shut up. And he did, and he really did improve. I think he scored 2 goals in the game against Chelsea.
Yeah.
After that, and he came in, he was firing, and I think he started to drop off just a little bit just before he got injured. I don't think he scored a goal after that song came out. Nketiah in the room. So I don't think he scored a goal after that song came out. But now he's back. I think it's important that we see a little bit of improvement in Nketiah because he's going to once again he's got a point to prove. You've got Gabriel Jesus is of course our number 1 striker. You've got Balogun doing his thing out in France. When he comes back, we've got a good dilemma to have. Don't get me wrong, but it's a little bit of a dilemma in terms of you've got 3 decent strikers. One's not going to be happy, and we've got to be looking at moving one on. And if Eddie wants to be the one to stay, I think he's got to start scoring some more goals.
Okay, Charlene, I'm going to come to you in a minute, but remember, NordVPN is keeping us invincible by powering this AFTV matchday experience. And there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. Use the code AFTV at the checkout or click the link below to visit nordvpn.com/AFTV for the AFTV special.
NordVPN is the ultimate tool for exploring the internet. It's like having a Swiss Army knife that protects you from online threats, helps you to access fresh content and gives you anonymity, and so much more. So make sure that you've got NordVPN in your arsenal. Get it? In your arsenal? Click the link. And with the AFTV special, you can save even more. Click the link to be invincible.
Right, okay then, back. Charlene, listen, the starting 11's coming out any minute now, but the question I was going to ask just before we did the ad, Eddie Nketiah, I know you've been a big supporter of him, which is great. Do you believe that he can come off the bench today and make an impact?
Absolutely. Listen, there is definitely something special about Eddie Nketiah. I think Shords and Frank have given, a great description about him. And there is a lot of potential that you see in him. Obviously, he's being compared to the likes of Gabriel Jesus and, more established strikers who have a lot more experience of playing in the Premier League. So it is a lot of expectation. But however, we can't underestimate the work that he does put in, especially this season when Jesus went out injured. He stepped up straight away, regardless of all the pressure that's been on his back, all the comments that's sort of been there floating about. He still went out on the pitch and put up a great performance, managed to get some crucial goals for us. So I've always been a big fan of Eddie Nketiah, and I'll continue to be a big fan of him. And he does show a lot of potential. I feel like he's got a very, very bright future, and if he does manage to get some minutes today, I feel like it'd be a good performance from him.
Absolutely, and I'm with you on that. I think Eddie's kind of in the same bracket as Holding in a way.
Yeah, definitely.
These guys are coming to the team, they're not first choices, however, they won't let you down.
And
they do have their own attributes that they bring to the table, and I think that they can be a useful asset to the squad, Frank.
And absolutely, and I think it's a case where they've definitely both got points to prove. There's been some questions about both of their abilities in the past, especially Rob Holding. But you know what? Since Holding's come in for Saliba, minus the penalty that he gave away against Liverpool, which we got away with, thankfully, he's done a good job. And Saliba's boots are hard boots to fill. So I'm happy with Holding. I'm just hoping that we can see the same thing from Eddie now that he's back.
Right, we're waiting on the starting 11 to come out. It should come out any minute now. It's 2:01. I've not been given the official lineup yet. Don't know if you guys could check your phones, see if you've got anything.
Yeah, nothing. Just as...
Yeah, it's just come out. Just got it. There we go.
Oh!
Right way.
Yeah.
Yes!
No way. If you don't tell me what I need to hear right now, I'll go mad.
Right. This is the official.
Come
Oh,
on.
he's there.
Ramsdale in goal.
Hey.
Yeah.
Ben White
Hey.
holding Gabriel and Tierney.
Yes!
I was not
KT.
expecting
KT.
that. However, welcome,
right,
Tony.
Tierney comes in.
Wow.
I must say, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give Tierney his.
Give him his little
Give him
time.
his flowers.
Flowers.
Partey, Xhaka, Odegaard.
Okay.
Midfield and
Standard.
up front, as we
Same front
predicted,
three.
Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus.
So
Okay.
just
I'm happy with
to
that. For one
confirm,
change.
who got the lineup right?
Give Frankie flowers.
It's alright, yeah. Frank done his Arteta real quick.
Exactly.
I must say,
KT.
I'm pleased for Kieran Tierney.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen, this is a perfect game for him to come into, and I'm sure he'll do his thing. So yeah, love to see that.
Yeah,
should just mention the subs: Matt Turner in goal, obviously. Walters, not seen much of him, but we're hearing he's a very good player. Kivior,
Okay.
we know about his potential. He came in, he's had
Yeah.
some shaky moments.
Threw him in
but-
the
He got chucked in
Yeah.
right to the deep
Yeah, I
end.
mean, it's a lot of pressure.
Yo, go handle this.
Yeah.
Fix it.
Yeah.
Fix it.
I'm gonna bring you on now. Anfield, it's your time.
Jorginho,
Now. Okay.
we know what you
Jorginho.
can do.
Yep.
He won't let Arsenal down. Vieira, quality player.
Nice.
You know, he'll get more minutes as the season goes on, I'm sure. Smith Rowe.
That's what I
good
was
to
just
see him
about
back
to
involved.
say. Where's my guy Smithy, man?
Trossard, I'm pretty sure at some point in this game we'll be seeing him. Reece Nelson, let's not forget about him, man. Remember the Bournemouth game?
Another star boy.
And Eddie Nketiah.
Welcome back, Eddie.
He's back in the room.
It'd be great to see him.
And I can't lie, when you read out our
I
subs,
think I should just say though, as much as we're congratulating Frank on his Nostradamus prediction, it should also be added that we're hearing that Zinchenko has a tight groin.
Oh wait, I've just realised he's not on the bench.
Oh.
Alex Zinchenko
Does that take away from the fact that I was right then?
as precaution, yeah, due to a tight groin.
Okay.
So you were right,
Yeah.
but there is a mitigating circumstance.
Yeah.
Forget that part. I was right. I like that part. I like that part.
Well, everything get well soon, Zinny.
Zinny, man, you can't afford
Oh,
none
mate,
of that.
Exactly.
None
This
of
is
that.
not what you want to hear. You want all your players.
It could be a precaution.
I think it will
Yeah,
be.
I mean that's what it
For the
looks
games
like.
to come
It
in,
says
definitely.
by Arsenal as a precaution
Oh, nice.
due to a tight groin. So
Nice.
it
Chill out,
looks
Zinny,
like
man.
it's Arsenal.
So I guess my
Yeah, it
next
is.
question to you all is: do we think that squad or that team and subs is good enough to get a result today? Let's start with Shorts.
That's solid, man. That's solid. Even I was just saying just there, like when you was reading out our subs, it's nice to kind of feel that feeling now, man. Like it's getting there. Like the depth is just there. All right, it might not be a Man City where you can take a man off and it's changing the whole game, but there's some solid depth there, and it's nice to see like Arteta's done something. And it's mad to say no disrespect to the players, but anyone that was kind of below that par, we can kind of see like they've been on loan or he's kind of filtered out the squad a little bit. And it's at a place now where them subs, they can come on and make a difference. We've seen Reece Nelson come on. My guy Smithy, I need to get him in that flow like last season, but I know there's been an injury, my guy, but he can come on and do something. Vieira, so it's nice to see, but I feel like the team, to answer your question, Laurie, the team that we've put out today with KT back there, like Frank was saying, a bit more defensively solid, I think we stand a good chance today, man. I think we're going to bring it home today, man.
I like your confidence. Charlene, we know about your legendary confidence.
which continues.
So, what you seen that team? You think that team's capable of getting a result today?
Absolutely, I'm so confident in this team. Listen, I absolutely love this team, and I think
I've got to say, is there a danger that you're overlooking West Ham? Because let's be honest, West Ham, okay, there's a big disparity. We're first in the table, 73 points. West Ham are 14th. They've only amassed 30 points so far. But we know that they do have good players. Where they're at home today, it's going to be a full stadium, 62,000 plus.
Yeah,
it's a London derby, man. It's a big game because they need the points as badly as we need them.
exactly. I mean,
Are
they
you
sit.
not overlooking West Ham slightly?
Listen, I don't like to underestimate any team, you know, regardless of where they're at in the table. I think we should respect teams, especially, you know, there's been a lot of talk about David Moyes and everything, you know, questions about whether or not he's going to lose his job. And I believe the players are going to want to play for him even more so. However, let's not forget that we're Arsenal. Let's not forget that we're in a title race.
Said.
Let's not forget how we've been performing this season. And let's not forget that we're competing with Man City right now. So, yeah, I do feel like West Ham's going to give us a tough game. But I feel like we'll be the stronger side. Like Shaun said, our bench has a lot of quality as well. And big up to Arteta for, you know, the whole revamp that he's done on the club. Not just getting out the players that we didn't need, but also growing and developing the players that we do have. And Shaun, you said, you know, that we may not have a bench that's like Man City's, where they're going to come and do what Man City does.
We've still come a long way from the likes of Spender, and stuff like that.
We're in a better place.
We're in a much better place, and let's think more about the future as well. Because look at how good we're doing this season. Like, imagine 2-3 seasons from now, like we are going to have a bench like Man
100%, 100%.
Like when all our players grow, they develop more, they've got more confidence 100%. And more Premier League experience as well. Remember, we got a young team. Yeah, so they've still got years in them. But anyway, coming back to today and West Ham and what you said, listen, we've got a great starting 11, we've got a great bench, we've got the best manager, we're getting them 3 points.
Hey, I see it on the
sounds
YouTube.
Pretty unequivocal to me. Frank, you've heard the other two guys, same question to you. But what I would say, are we in danger of overlooking West Ham?
No, because we're Arsenal.
Arsenal!
You know, like I've been saying it for a very long time, there's not a lot of points in the season where I haven't been confident about this Arsenal team, and especially today. You know, I think we're going to get the job done, at least 2-0 for me.
I already got my score prediction as well, and I didn't want to put it out there. You know, I'm not even going to say it.
Frank's gone, was it 2-0?
At least 2-0.
Are we not doing our
Scorers?
Oh, Jesus, no doubt. And I think we're going to see one from Bukayo Saka today as well.
Where's our boards? Are we not going to do that on the main show?
I'm sure we'll do that one. Shorts.
I can't lie, I was going to say, I see it on the YouTube, Shaw's energy, but that's the energy I need in my life. Like, just future, now, but I feel like it's brushing off for me, so I'm going for a 3-1, man.
3-1?
I feel we might concede.
No clean sheet?
I think we might. I want Rambo. Houdinho, Rambo. You're my guys, but it might get techie out there. I would like to see a 3-0, but it might be 3-1. I'm going to say 3-1. Jesus, I think Odegaard might even get in there today. Martinelli as well, man. Let's go, man. Brazil, we're going to do something today.
Wait,
Charlie?
we still have that record, don't we, with our London derby?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Where we've
That
been
record
winning
can't
with
break
clean
today.
sheets, and I want a clean sheet today. You want my score prediction now?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going for a 2-0 Arsenal win, same as Frank.
Everyone's copying me now that I've got the lineup
I'm
right.
not
You see how it is? I see how it is. I see how it is.
Frank saying?
No.
I'm running with it.
I had my prediction from
We've got to wind
yesterday.
things up soon, so let's have a look at the West Ham team, shall we?
I forgot about them.
Fabianski in goal, who we know a little bit about. He's a
Flappy Hansky.
Ex-Arsenal.
Kufal,
Baba.
Kira, I hope I haven't butchered that name. Zuma, we know about Zuma, very good player. Cresswell, Rice, of course. Sushik, Paqueta, Bowen, Antonio. Antonio normally plays quite well against Arsenal.
Yeah.
Physical,
Yeah, him up against
good player. And Ben Rama, who's on his day a very good player, very talented.
Former Brentford player.
From Brentford, decent player, without a doubt. Substitutes Areola, Anang, Johnson, Downs, Cornet, Emerson, Fornals, Lanzini and Ings. Surprised to see Ings on the bench, actually.
It's not the same Danny Ings as it was a few seasons ago.
Yeah.
Really, is it? I don't think he scored many goals for West Ham this season, so that might be the reason why.
But you know what? I'm looking at that West Ham team, and there are some good players.
Still solid,
You shouldn't totally overlook them.
Any of these games coming up, we can't really overlook, man. We've been saying it, but it's actually the truth. Like, every game is like a final right now, man.
Yeah.
Especially with City moving just militant. Like, Pep is he's a militant guy. He has to be, man, because the way they're moving is crazy. So them chasing us and I know it's probably be different. Like, if we were second chasing the title, I feel like it's totally different when someone's chasing it behind you. They've got that energy, they've got that hunger, there's that desire. Less pressure. Like,
okay, then, so before we
like
close things out, just a quick roundup of your predictions, very, very quickly.
So 3-1, Brazil day today. Let's go.
Charlene.
2-0 to the Gooners, baby.
And my boy Frank.
Win, win, win. 2-0.
What's yours,
I'm
Laurie?
going 2-0 as well, actually. Yeah.
Another one.
Everyone's 2-0.
Another one. There we go. Copy and Frank
Actually,
again.
no, I'm going to switch up to 2-0. just to be different.
No, we
So
get
why don't you be different and go 4-0?
West Ham might sneak one. They might get a set piece.
with that lineup there now, man.
So listen, thank you very much, guys, for
brush
joining us
them.
on the Starting 11 show today. Before we leave you, if you're thinking about your next holiday, then check this out.
If you're traveling soon, why pay more? Just change your location before you travel so that you can explore local prices on accommodation, flights, car rentals, and events. Once you're in your destination country, you can change your location back to the UK. So it's easy to access your emails, banking, and subscriptions. Click the link to unlock your internet freedom with NordVPN. And with the AFTV special, you can save even more. Click the link to be invincible.